Thank you so much for inviting me here today. I'm Alex McCann, the Executive Director of ONSIDE, and I'm coming from Nova Scotia. When I think of the future, and I think when all of us think of the future, we think of good things. We think of bright possibilities, self-driving cars, life-saving technology, automation, interesting new jobs, perhaps as a bioprocess engineer or maybe in the field of renewable energy. But when I think of the future and the kinds of businesses and opportunities that are going to be created, I also think about my past. I think about my grandfather, who was both an electrical engineer and a medical doctor. He became an engineer first, that was his dream, but amazingly, he decided to become a medical doctor only after he learned that nobody would hire a black engineer. With all of his training, he couldn't work as an engineer. But my grandfather was fortunate and smart enough to pivot. When he became a medical doctor at age 37 in order to serve the black community, though it was difficult, he knew he could carve out a place for himself as a doctor. Most do not have this opportunity. But I think of him and I wonder what he would have created as an engineer, what he might have done if he could have been included in his chosen profession, if he had been allowed in. And today, I wonder how many people are being left out of the opportunities to engage in an innovative economy of the future. Ensuring a positive and inclusive answer to this question has been a focus of my career, and I'm privileged at ONSIDE to lead our work, which is focused on fostering inclusive, innovation-driven entrepreneurship to enable prosperity in Nova Scotia and beyond. We concentrate on this kind of entrepreneurship not only for the tech-enabled solutions that are provided by these kinds of companies, think of COVID-19 vaccines or renewable energy solutions, but also because of the advanced skills, the resources, wealth generation opportunities, and talent that these kinds of businesses attract. Moreover, according to Enrico Morietti, the author of The Geography of New Jobs, for every one innovation-based job that's created, 5 additional small to medium-sized jobs are created. Focusing on innovation-based entrepreneurship will not solve every economic problem that's out there. But considering its importance in economic recovery and contribution to GDP growth, we believe that gaining access to the opportunities and activities associated with an innovative economy are essential. For example, having the opportunity to secure a well-paid university research job, receive business mentorship, financing for women-led startups, or access to places and spaces that support innovation, such as an accelerator like Volta or Artscape Daniels, facilitate the conditions leading to beneficial social and economic outcomes. However, through our work with the Brookfield Institute on our Nova Scotia Inclusive Innovation Monitor, we know that the benefits and opportunities associated with the innovative economy are not widely distributed, especially among rural and BIPOC communities. Although Nova Scotia has a vibrant innovation landscape with leading universities and research facilities, especially in ocean tech and life sciences, a black male tech worker working in Nova Scotia makes roughly $13,400 less than the Canadian average. Women-led tech startups are starting to see increasing investment, but only really receive about 3% of all investments. If you're Black or Indigenous as an entrepreneur, you're even less likely to receive the financing you need to grow and scale your company. And we know that decisions around who receives investments have huge impacts on who is able to generate wealth and prosperity. Moreover, roughly half of our population in Nova Scotia live in rural areas and are still hindered by spotty internet, lags in technology adoption to support traditional industries such as agriculture and fisheries, and don't have the same access to innovation-based supports that can help accelerate growth in their regions. Creating a common reference point, our Inclusive Innovation Monitor, has been a tool that has helped decision makers and leaders understand where we are doing well in our ecosystem and where there is more to do. There is real power in knowing and understanding something at the same time as others. and with a sense of urgency and strategic intent that allows you to take action to impact a system for the better. With the intention of activating a more inclusive system, we recently ran a multi-stakeholder, community-focused pilot program in Nova Scotia to jumpstart innovation-based ecosystems. This evidence-based approach was from MIT Regional Entrepreneur Acceleration Program, and it brought cutting-edge insights and knowledge on ecosystem acceleration to our 5 rural teams across the province. These rural teams work to understand the nature of their innovation ecosystems, the stakeholders who have the influence and energy to activate change, and their local comparative advantage that, if amplified, could make a significant impact in supporting innovation-based entrepreneurship and mindsets in their community. The aim of this approach was to put communities in the driver's seat so that they would be able to determine their own strategy and enable solutions that make sense in their own local context, not because someone else told them to do so. Innovative people, communities, and businesses build the future with every decision that they take. We're proud of all of our teams, but I'll highlight one, which is the Annapolis Valley team, who are currently working with regional leaders and entrepreneurs on an ag tech accelerator as the nexus of their regional innovation acceleration strategy. And this work aims to engage their entire ecosystem, positioning access and opportunity for a bright tomorrow. We are currently in the throes of great transformation, and equity and inclusion are worth fighting for. It's time for us to imagine what an innovation ecosystem actually looks like in the future. Who's showing up as the next tech workers? Who's deciding what problems are being solved? And how wealth is being distributed? I've shared an example of how we have mobilized our community for an inclusive and economic growth strategy, and I wonder how you will mobilize yours. Thank you.